Jason within the Simpademic here. Happy Sunday, everyone. It's very warm up here. It's in the upper 40s right now, so I've got my window cracked open while filming this. And I will also say that this is going to be a combination of two worlds I observe very closely, and they're going to wind up having a lot more in common than anyone would have ever thought. And here it is. Of course, on one end, as you know, I observe, the manosphere and the MGTOW movements on the one front. On the other hand, sometimes for a little bit of entertainment, I also observe the sovereign citizen movements, which I've described once on this channel before. And what do these two possibly have in common? Well, here it is. How people get roped into these two particular realms is very, very similar. And I will start with the soft cit movement. The sovereign citizen movement is people who believe that the laws don't apply to them. They believe that they are exempt from certain laws. They think that they don't apply to them. In a traffic stop, they'll be like, I'm not driving, I'm traveling. I have a right to travel. They will use those types of straw man arguments which have never been found in any sort of foundation of law. Now, how people get roped into this particular ideology is that they get their driver's license revoked, for example, or they get suspended, maybe for driving without insurance or something like that, and they will go to the wonderful internet and Google how to be able to continue to drive without a valid driver's license. And inevitably they get steered towards a sovereign citizen page, and they get sold a bill of goods. They even pay money for this information because they're looking at it, subscribing to a guru, as they call themselves, a legal guru who they will sometimes refer to as their attorney, even though they have no law degree and have never even attempted to take the bar. And so this is a solution to their problems. And they're looking for a solution to their problems, and this is what they stumble into. They pay their hard-earned money to get to that, and they get taught a whole pack of lies. And basically sold a bill of goods. So that is the sovereign citizen side. I'm going to have some channel suggestions in the description below of some really good ones where I've seen this at play quite a bit. One of them is called Team Skeptic. Another one is called Van Balian. And one that features them all the time, but not necessarily exclusively, is Shane's Dumb Criminals. And so these are pages where the sovereign citizens are usually videotaping themselves, by the way, at a traffic stop where they're pulled over by the police officers. And sometimes they even say that they're not United States citizens because they're sovereign American state nationals. Another pack of lies. And this is their way of coping with their problems. Highly illegal, mind you, and it all does inevitably, as these videos will show you, is it makes the problems even worse than they would have already been. So they don't believe they need a driver's license to drive because they believe they have the right to travel. They're not driving, they're traveling, etc., etc. So that's one side. The other side is the manosphere MGTOW side. And I can ascribe very accurately to this one because I have been in that boat myself and haven't gone down that rabbit hole myself. And men will look out there, and they've been falsely accused by women of harassment, or they are friend zoned, or they are very cruelly and coldly rejected, which I have been which I have found myself in all three of these situations. And so they'll go out to the internet or YouTube or search these particular situations, and they will find a manosphere / MGTOW / black pill type of channel. And these channels will, what's the word I'm looking for here? Validate their antipathy towards modern women as I have said before in this channel, these things really do happen. I mean, they are real problems. But the problem with this is a black pill. The black pill philosophy gets men hooked, as one of my favorite content creators, Billy Ray Brandt, has mentioned before, on an endless dopamine hit that validates their grievances and problems with the dating world, which is how you get to MGTOW, which stands for men going their own way. They've completely walked away entirely from women as a whole. On the lower levels, they will still deal with them, but on the more advanced levels of MGTOW, they will refuse to converse with women or deal with them even in the workplace at all, because they believe that feminism has corrupted all of society, and therefore they should not even want to deal with it. On the fourth level of MGTOW, of course, you have it would describe men who have entirely cut themselves off from society because they believe that feminism has corrupted everything. And like the Sovsits, these are men who have run into problems, and I'm with them on that part. But they have run into these problems. They go searching on YouTube, they go searching on Google, and that's how they run into this content. And they're like, yeah, that's me. And they continue to cycle through this content, this black pill content, and remove themselves from women entirely. And that is how they cope, and that's their solution to the problem. However, as I've mentioned before, this is beta male behavior. Billy Ray has said correctly before that these channels are curated, and as I have explained before when I dug deeper into them, they are AI, artificial intelligence harvested materials where they will use AI to scan the entire web or all of YouTube for channels of women behaving in this manner, behaving poorly and behaving badly. And there's no shortage of to choose from, as I will readily attest. But at the same time, alphas and sigmas do not go for this. The alphas are usually the Chads and the Tyrones, and they don't need to, because these problems generally don't happen to them, because those men have their pick of the lot. Because women, 80% of the women are chasing 10% of the men in general. It's not always the case, but that's the general trend. The sigmas, on the other hand, which I identify with, are the ones who are going to be looking for solutions to these problems, practical ones, not ones where we're being fed, a bill of goods by YouTube videos that are artificially intelligence harvested, artificially intelligence narrated, and curated to rage bait. These are channels like Manhood, Cosmic Verse, Sigma Traits. There's several others out there, but I can't name them off the top of my head. These are channels that, are faceless channels because they do not want accountability for what they're doing. Because you do not know who is behind these channels. You do not have a face or a name to hold these creators accountable. And there's not, because they use AI to generate the content, there's not really a content creator per se, other than the person who is posting them and monetizing them and cashing the checks. So that's how two different worlds reach their really illogical conclusions and follow content or theories that are just simply unsustainable, particularly for the race, and in the case of the Sovsits, for themselves. So that is a lot of what's wrong with the internet today. A lot of information being harvested artificially to rage bait, because that's what goes viral and that's what gets monetized. I don't do that. That's why I only have 45 followers. But that's okay, because I'm doing what I believe in. I want to solve problems. I don't want to fan the flames of rage. Billy Ray is the same way. Neither of us want to rage bait. We want to provide solutions for these problems. Solve them, eliminate them the best we can. And try to steer the ship towards a better future. So anyway, that's me today. If you don't already follow Billy Ray, please do. It's simply all one word, Billy Ray, BILIERAE, Brandt, BRANDT. So anyway, that is my Sunday spiel. You folks have a great rest of the weekend. I'm going to get some rest here shortly. Get some sleep. Just got back from church myself. And going to get some rest before I bowl my new league tonight. My second week. Have yourselves a great weekend. Peace out.